Hello, everybody. This is the Ball Pod Football Show. This is the World Cup series, and the group stages of the World Cup have been very, very interesting. We talk everything football. We started with the World Cup, and the first episode we did, we asked, "Is this the World Cup of the underdogs?" Well, it seems so, guys. The last round of fixtures, apparently since 1994, there has, for the first time, no team has finished the group stages winning all of their matches. This is the first time since 1994. And there have been very big upsets. So I think let's go and find out what happened in the last round of fixtures. So I think the biggest disappointment, the game that everybody wants to talk about, let's start with that one. It's I think it's Spain and Germany potentially getting knocked out in 30 seconds of football. Yeah. Guys, so in that group, Spain advanced as number 2, South Korea advanced as number 1, I think. Yeah. So guys, I want your thoughts on the last game of fixtures, the game between Spain and not South Korea, Japan. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I want your thoughts. How did you think? How did you expect Japan to top the group? Let's start with Dan.
I think that group was very tight. It didn't disappoint. The fact that Costa Rica and Japan almost made everyone happy in the world for very few seconds. But again, I thought Germany won it for Spain actually. So I think.
Did you want Spain and Germany to both go out? You wanted football to survive?
Well, I'm not a supporter of either of the teams, so I think I wanted both Germany and Spain to go out, but Germany didn't make it, so yeah.
Big deal. Is it a disappointment Germany didn't make Obiri? Is it a disappointment?
Oh, first of all, my best team, actually, for some reason, we did not make it to the round of 16. That was Germany. It's a very big disappointment because, I had envisioned that we would go all the way and we had the talent and we had everything. But for some reason, Japan made it impossible for us to proceed. And the fact that Spain did not win the last match made it also a contributing factor as to why we did not qualify. So what I would say is Germany has not been clinical for the last 2 World Cups, and in the World Cup it is so unfortunate that if you do not take your chances, at some point they'll come and haunt you. For Spain, they were living on a very tight edge, because if Germany would not have won, they would have not proceeded. But what I would say is, like we had said, it's the World Cup of the underdogs. You cannot underrate any player of any football team or any country. And so, yeah, that is just it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Japan, for some reason, they just find a way to bring Mitoma in the second half, and then they just cause chaos, and they thrive in that chaos because they were beating Spain in like those 10 minutes of the second half, like 3 goals. I think Mitoma gave an assist that I don't remember the name of this striker of theirs who missed an open goal. It was a wonderful cross, and it was just needed a tapping. I think Japan are a very underrated team. I think Japan will cause an upset in the further stages. And I also feel bad for Germany because they played well, they have the team, but too bad for them, they left a striker. They were forced to play Muller in a position he's not so familiar with. Okay. And it cost them. The guy they brought in who was playing as a striker, I think it was full cab or something, I've forgotten the name. He did well, but he's not the man. He's not the guy who's going to take it. So I think it's disappointing for Germany, but I think they are better off because they have very many youngsters. They have Adeyemi. They have Musiala, who was brilliant this World Cup. He's going to be 4 years older. Yeah. They have the guy from Borussia Dortmund, Yusuf Moukoko, I think. Okay. Yeah, so they have a very good crop. Kimmich is going to be 4 years older. He's going to be in his prime. They have Rudiger probably might still be playing. They will not have Neuer, but I think Ter Stegen will still be playing. I think they have a very good squad to continue because Gnabry and Sane will probably still be in the World Cup. So, yeah, I think they should not feel so bad for themselves. I believe this loss and the pain they will feel, they'll bring it to the next World Cup, and they'll probably go far, get to the finals, or maybe even win it. So yeah, but I enjoyed the 30 seconds when they were both going out.
For me, what I would say is there's this guy from Chelsea. He's called Kai Havertz. Surprisingly, when he goes to play for Germany, he scores. And he scores.
We should have a conversation where Chelsea players are winning man of the match for the what's happening?
Because ideally, he was with the last game against, was it Costa Rica, right? This guy was subbed, I think in the 70th minute, and he came and scored 2 goals.
And he was causing chaos. He did not only score.
He almost scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
And you would wonder what is the issue, because I mean, to think about it keenly, at Chelsea he does not produce as many goals, but during the World Cup he has been a very outstanding player for Germany.
Yeah, now let's get back on track. We were talking about that because I think to me that was the most interesting fixture that was happening in the third round. So let's go to Group A. Group A, we had Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands, and Qatar. I think we all thought Qatar was not going to qualify, but I thought they would win a match. They were hammered by Netherlands in the last game, so they did. I think they're the first hosting team not to get points in any of their matches and not advance from the group stages. So very disappointing for them, but I think they expected it. At least they're enjoying there is football in their land. So yeah, let's now talk about the teams that actually advanced. Guys, did you expect Senegal to advance?
From the first match how they played, I didn't expect, but the second and third match they really played well. Especially the what's this guy's name?
Ismail Issa from?
Yeah, that guy. They have really
should leave us Watford. You should leave Watford.
So Senegal, the only challenge is now they're going to play England. Are they going to beat England?
The question should be, will England beat Senegal? That should be the question.
So I think England and Netherlands, Senegal and is it Netherlands qualifying? That's fair enough.
Is it with Ecuador, the way they performed in the first match against Qatar, with Valencia doing wonders, and then the second game against Netherlands, I think everybody thought they would have a shot for the round of 16, and then things didn't go as well. Did you expect that?
Well, what I would say is this: Ecuador had a very good organized team. They looked like they were the likely team to proceed, but then again, it just goes down to how they manage the games and how it's a game of margins where you collect points. It doesn't matter how good you play. For example, Germany played excellent. Yeah. The same thing with Ecuador. Valencia scores a brace, and you would think that they will go the way. But then, again, Senegal, they look more organized, to be honest. They're a balanced team. Even if money is not there, they did step up.
Yeah, I think Senegal have a very good team. I don't think they will still go far. I expected Ecuador to advance, but I think the injury to Valencia did them really bad because he was their talisman. He was their goal scorer. I think he's their highest goal scorers in the World Cup finals in their nation's history. So I think he was a big miss through injury. Senegal are good. They have very good physical beasts, but they only hung on in the Ecuador match. They were just hanging on by the thread. So they did well to advance. At least it's not an embarrassment that no African team advanced like the last one. And they were the first African team too. So I'm very happy and proud, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see if they have the ability to go forward. The second group was Group B, where we had Iran, USA, Wales, and England. USA and England advanced. Any surprises there, Viri?
No, I actually expected USA and England to advance, and it seemed like those guys did as it was expected. I don't know whether Dan had other ideas.
Any surprise?
But I'm not surprised. The only surprising is the performance of again Chelsea players. Look at Pulisic.
Pulisic is playing like a peak Messi.
So the only game that England, the only challenge England had is the selection of the team. We saw the inclusion of Foden and Rashford really changed how they played against Wales. I was a little bit worried before that game, but again, how those guys played, scoring good goals, really showed that England have the potential to.
I think it's not really about England having better players. I just think it's about Wales being bad. I'm not saying Rashford is not good. England have very good players, but then
You see,
Wales were bad. If Wales were good, then that's a different story.
You see, I watched how England played against Wales and how they played against USA. Talking about the build-up, the game build-up, even seeing the changes the coach made from the two games really shows that the squad selection is very critical to how England will proceed to the next game.
For the first time in this podcast, I agree with Dan. So mark the date, monumental. So I not surprises there. I expected US and England to proceed, but US had to really struggle to proceed. But good for them, they actually did proceed.
Well, I would say this, that Sterling should not be. He should be given more like a better position to play, because, to be honest,
Where do you think he plays best?
Sterling should play in a formation where they play with more width, so that he can run behind, as opposed to where he's supposed to be a number 10, where because to me he loses the ball quite more often.
The question then should be, is Sterling good enough for you to change your system around? Is he a Messi? Because you can change the system because of Messi. No. Is he a Messi, or do you just replace the player? Because if he does not perform, you can put Rashford there, you can put Foden there, you can potentially even put Grealish there. So is he good enough to actually force the team to change and play to his strength?
Well, for me, I would say the best selection for England has to be with Foden, because Foden has been a standard player for Man City, and he has shown it in the last game with England because of the way he progresses the ball. And I would also say perhaps Rashford, because I have watched him recently and he has not been in very good form, but the last game he played really well. Though I think that he's still not the best for that position. England can play Grealish in that position and he will do quite exceptional. I'm not leaning towards Man City, but what I'm just saying is there is a very critical thing about the squad selection that maybe Gareth Southgate needs to look at, and this is very critical because once he does not go with the right selection, then these guys don't have a very good chemistry.
Yeah, that has opened a debate, has opened the stage for a debate that has been going on online. Yeah. What is England's best front four? Okay, let's say 3 because Hurricane is a must-have. So, what's England's best front 3? I think, to me, Saka has to be there. Okay. With Saka, then we can have. I think we can have Saka, Mount, and Rashford. I think I'll take that as my front 3 with Hurricane. Partly because I think Hurricane, Rashford knows how to make that run in between fullback and centre back. I was leaning towards Foden because of the creativity, which would reduce the need for Hurricane to drop deep. But I think I can take Hurricane dropping deep with Rashford running in between to create that space and that chance. So and for me, I believe Mount is Mount. I like Mount as a player. I don't know why people hate him. I like Mount as a player, and I think he does better, and he offers what the other attackers in that team can't. The Fodens, the Grealish. I think he offers something that they can't. So that's my front 3. Dan, what's yours? Foden and?
I think Foden has to be there because look at how he runs with the ball. He knows how to keep the ball, make very good passes also in the box, creating chances. Even the free kick that Rashford scored, that was Foden running. So I think Foden has to be there. For some reason, Mount really disappointed me in the USA game. He wasn't moving with the ball. I don't know. Maybe you can say it was a bad day in office. So Hurricane, I'll agree Saka and Foden.
So you've said we have Foden, Saka and
Hurricane.
The Hurricane is definitely in the team, so the other person they want to play in the left wing.
Oh, then that has to be maybe Rashford.
Rashford. So you have Foden as the 10.
Yes.
Okay, I think we already have.
Well, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I would say that Mount is a little bit. He shines, and sometimes he goes on a sort of like a recess. So perhaps it's the nature of the position where he plays, and it depends how the opposition will set up. Because Mount does not, he cannot like run and dribble, but he can pick a very good pass and he can pop up on the box and shoot. So I would just say, for me, if I would blend them. I would say Rashford will be on the left. Yeah. Uh, the guy on the right has to be Saka because of his form, and then the
Because
middle.
he's the better player. Why do you all have to keep saying form? He's a better player, guys.
And then in the middle, it would be Foden. I would not go with Mount for now because for some reason he lacks a certain aspect. Some games he would disappoint. Some games he would thrive for some reason. So I would say he would come as a super sub for Foden, but there would be like a blend of the two. But for the wing, we really need pace, yeah, and we need somebody who gives us that element of the running in behind, yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, so don't have a particular. I think the two of you share the front three. So yeah, it's not that I hate Foden. It's just that I think Foden roams too much, and I think Mount will stick to the position. That's why it's picking. But
Okay.
your bread and butter, your bread and butter. So Group C. Group C, we had Poland, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, and Mexico. So the teams that advanced was Poland and Argentina. Any surprises?
Well, I really had hopes with Saudi Arabia. After them beating Argentina, I thought that they'll continue with the form. But also they suffered critical maybe injuries, so which I assume they affected the team's performance. So again, we just have to see how Argentina and Poland play in the knockout stage.
Ochoa has left the World Cup. What do you have to say about it?
For me, I honestly thought Mexico would proceed for some reason because, well, with Poland, their over reliance on Lewandowski and perhaps his age, I did not expect that they would proceed. But for some reason, they managed to get over the line. So, yeah, for me, I'd say Poland are my surprise because I thought Mexico would proceed, but Argentina, I probably knew they would.
Yeah, I expected Argentina to proceed, but I'm surprised they had to wait until the last game of the groups to proceed.
Yeah, but Messi did it.
Yeah, we miss a penalty, but
but Messi was very crucial.
yeah, he was the chance one he was creating. I'm not saying Messi did not play well, but do not say he did it because he missed a penalty. You cannot miss a penalty in the World Cup. But anyway, his team advanced. He's still a very good player.
But he scored a very good goal.
Yeah, he scored the goal, but it was in the Mexico game.
Yeah, but that goal was very crucial.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying in Poland game he missed a penalty. Though, was it even a penalty? I think that is even a bigger question. Was it a penalty? Because Szczesny was jumping for the ball. He was in the air and then he crashed into the player. What did they expect Szczesny to go? To me, never a penalty. What has the game come to? What?
Yeah.
I was actually shocked. Actually, I think it's poetic justice. Yeah.
But so the explanation was when somebody is infringed and the ball is still in play, it does not matter whether with the World Cup rule, it does not matter whether the person would not have otherwise reached to the ball. So they will still award as a penalty as long as the ball is still in play. So even if Messi was infringed, even if Messi was infringed, and maybe he had he had skewed the ball outside, but the ball was still in play at the point when it was being infringed. so they would still award as a penalty.
Yeah, but
It's a pathetic rule.
it's a pathetic rule because why did they expect Chesney to go? He had to go for the ball. He did not go and clatter the player. He was going for the ball, for goodness sake. He landed down. So.
Yeah.
Bad rule, but at least it did not affect Poland. They still proceeded. Will they go further? I think we'll just have to wait and see. Argentina, at least they're starting to look like the team that had gone 36 games unbeaten. So good for them for advancing. So let's wait and see how they do in the round of 16.
Yeah.
So in the next group, it was Group D. We had Tunisia, France, Australia, Denmark. France had already advanced, so they changed most of their players, but they still lost to Tunisia. And Tunisia won and still went home. So guys, what do you have to say about this group? Australia advanced with France. Any surprises?
I think the only surprise there is Denmark going home. I didn't expect Australia to proceed to the knockout stages. France, it was very obvious they're playing really beautiful football. They're looking even more like the team that can go there and win this World Cup. Yeah. So again, maybe let's just see how Australia perform. Australia are playing against.
I'm not sure. I'm going to confirm that when we talk about the round of 16 matches. But yeah, they advanced. To me, I was shocked. I honestly didn't expect Denmark to go home. I expected Denmark to at least get to the quarters because in the Euros they did well. They played really well, but shock on all of us. Yeah. They lost. Tunisia won, but it still wasn't enough. But at least I think every African team has won in this World Cup. I think by them winning, all the African teams have a win in the World Cup. Yeah, so win for football, for African football. Let's go. Yes.
There's one critical player that I mentioned the last time we were doing the podcast. That is Griezmann. Griezmann has been really impressive with France, and the way he creates chances for other people to score is very impressive. So I would say, for me, I would say Denmark were favorites to proceed with France, but again, Australia were very solid. They were very aggressive. They maintained. They stayed in the game, and so they also deserve as well. So I would say it is what it is. Like they did not get their chance, so Australia gets their chance to proceed.
Yeah, true. Don't take your chances in the World Cup. I think the thing that I love about World Cup than maybe most competitions is if you miss to take your chance in just one game, that's enough to get you knocked out. I think we are so used to, we know Man City is going to win all the matches, they lose one in 100 games or something, and it gets a little bit boring. So I think the World Cup was a welcome break. I think I love the fact that we can be seated here and then you're like, France is going to beat Tunisia. And then you check it, Tunisia is beating France, and then I think the excitement is good for football. So yeah, I think too bad Denmark did proceed. I think they would have been a better team to proceed than Australia, but I think the group says it all. The points say it all. So let's go to the next. The next group was Group E, the Japan, Spain. I think we have already dealt with that one. Go Japan. And then we go to Group F. Group F, we had Croatia, Belgium, Canada, and Morocco. That was a very strong group.
That's the best group we've seen so far. The level of
competition in that group was just outstanding. I think for me, I surely expected Morocco to lead that World Cup with literally no wins, and then wow, they are the ones who are topping the group that had Croatia and Belgium and Canada. I don't know, guys. I think to me that's the biggest shock of all the games that happened and all the groups. So, Biri.
So first of all, Belgium disappointed greatly, and especially the last game when their number 9 Lukaku did not show as a very good. He was not sharp and clinical in his chances, and I think the reason why is because he's not been playing for quite a while, and his match fitness has not been as strong as he usually is. But again, we would say that maybe the Belgian golden generation is getting older, or they're not as young as they were, and they do not have much energy in their legs and aggression, and so they're trying to blend up with this new talent that is coming up, and that again is a little bit of is a headache to the coach because he does not know when to integrate, when to blend. But yeah, so that is for Belgium. For Morocco, I thought they had a chance, to be honest, because Morocco have a Moroccan Messi.
Who is not Messi for the club?
but again, what can we say? So that is what we are saying. For Morocco, they were very solid. They took their chances very well. And when we get, for example, this Canada chance when the keeper miscues the ball and Ziyech just chips it, just gets it into the net. They were very clinical, to be honest, to say the least, and they deserved. And especially them being able to get the 3 points from Belgium says it all. Yeah.
Done. Canada, they were very energetic. They were running. I think the first game they took Belgium to the last finish before Bashman did not score. Yeah, and I think they leave the groups with 0 points. I think they left with 0 points because
They haven't won.
They lost to Belgium.
Yeah,
they lost to Croatia and they lost to Morocco. With Croatia, I think was it a draw? Or did they lose? I think they lost.
They lost.
I think they lost.
They lost.
They lost. Yeah, and yeah. So Dan, what do you have to say?
No, I think for Canada, I don't have much to say. The team that's surprising us all is Morocco because they've not lost any. They've not lost any game so far. I think they won 2 and
drawn one. The one with Croatia.
And the highlight was the Belgian game. Actually, them pushing Belgium, a team with very big players, and then also Belgium. I was expecting them to win at least this last game. I was expecting to see maybe a KDB moment doing those.
KDB was a no-show in the World Cup.
Yeah, so again, so unlucky for Lukaku. I think it was sad seeing him missing those chances. I was watching the game. I was holding my head like, what's happening? This is not the Lukaku I know.
I think, to me, I put the blame on the coach. If somebody is not match fit, why should you bring? Why should you put him? Yes, he's a star. He may probably get you goals, but if he's not match fit, he will not get you goals. The other thing is, Batshuayi played well the first game. Batshuayi did well. He did not even come in until
he didn't feature at all.
I was left wondering, okay, yes, Lukaku is missing chances. At least if you're not going to check Lukaku out, let them have 2 strikers change the system. He didn't do that. I was scratching my head and saying, hey, Martinez, you shit the bag with this one. This was
I think the golden generation, sad to see them going without winning any important title, not the Euros, not the World Cup. So yeah.
Too bad. And for me, I'm still amazed that Modric is still going at the edge. He's still running. He's still running the football show. I still don't know how he does it as a midfielder. He's running. He's energetic. He doesn't get injured. I'm still shocked, but kudos to him for his longevity. It's very good, and I'm happy they advanced. Let's see where they get to in the next round. Okay. So after Group F, we had Group H. I think Group H had the biggest, what do we say, upset. Yeah. Okay, in that group we had South Korea, Portugal, Ghana, and Uruguay. Uruguay and Ghana both are out. Biggest was it a surprise?
Yeah, it was actually a very big surprise, especially for Uruguay. I thought they would proceed, but for some, I think this just comes down to this thing they say. When you don't take your chances, then you expect at the last game that some other team would win so that you would proceed, and it doesn't happen. You see, that has been the notion, especially the last tier of matches. It has been very dramatic in the sense that we have seen surprise wins, and so for me, I would say Uruguay is my surprise. I thought they would proceed because honestly, they have 3 very fantastic strikers. I do not know how the coach would have played them, but Messi, this guy from Liverpool, his name is Nunes, and also Cavani. And so
Suarez played, I think, the game of. I think I've never seen him play as well as he did in the past 3 or 4 years. In the game he played in versus Ghana, I think he still has the 2010 chip on his shoulders.
So me, I'm thinking that the Ghana game was a disappointment, especially them missing a penalty and not putting up a fight. They're not putting up a fight again as a team where everyone wants to see them getting a revenge.
I think the whole of Africa are behind Ghana.
Yeah, so South Korea is a team that surprised me. But again, South Korea playing a very, can I say, structured kind of game. How they go back and go
I think that's the most interesting thing. I felt all Asian teams are playing a very structured kind of way. They are defending well, and then when they get going forward, they have very pacey wingers who can do magic. But surprisingly, the thing that actually got Korea through was not even pacey wingers. It was a corner. I think, but I did not expect Portugal to lose. I think they have very good players. Though I think the coach does not play to all of their players' strengths. So Korea did well for themselves. They hung in there, and then their fate was in their hands, and they took that. Ghana was so disappointing. I expected them to come out playing very well. I expected them to have. I expected them to do much better actually. And then they were just. I don't know. They were just bad. For lack of better words, they missed a penalty. They looked lackluster. They did not look energetic. They did not fight for the balls. They did not fight for second balls. They were just meh. And Uruguay did play well, but not enough to get them through. Biggest disappointment, but expected. Cavani, Suarez, that they're old, so can't play well every day. The next group was Group G. I think for me, this group is. I think it was a group of big teams. We had Brazil, Cameroon, Switzerland, and Serbia. I think this was another very strong group. Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, and Brazil, to me, have very, very, very good teams. Brazil cleaned up and took their chances, and they proceeded well enough. They did not have to wait for third round drama, and they rotated their squad a lot. They lost to Cameroon, but they had already qualified. Cameroon did not qualify. I think Switzerland qualified ahead of them. To me, no surprises, though. Not everybody can qualify. Serbia were playing well, Cameroon were playing well, but not everyone can qualify. So, no surprises for me. Dan, anything?
Same. No surprises. I think the only memorable thing we'll have as Africans is the goal by Abubakar.
Abubakar, he decided to take the red card.
So I think if he was given a chance in the first game, where they lost
to Switzerland,
So,
goal,
I think if Abubakar played all the games for Senegal, for Cameroon, we could have seen maybe different results. So I think
he once said that he's better than Salah. It's just that he's not given the chance to showcase. So I think this World Cup was given the chance and he did not disappoint.
Come to think of it, he is a very good striker, and I've been watching him over the years. And he has seemed to be very clinical, he's a powerful guy. He can run in behind, he can head the balls. So he's like this complete traditional striker who can produce results. I would say Cameroon, I watched the game against Brazil, and I think Cameroon are they have very massive players. These players are big in stature, they're tall. It is so hard to dribble past them, and they're very compact, and they can disrupt, and they thrive in that sort of chaos. So I would say, I would have given them a chance, but it didn't happen because for some reason Switzerland were playing well as well. So no surprises. Based on whatever the kind of football and the group. Brazil and Switzerland were the best.
All those teams there were strong, but I think the group says it all. Switzerland and Brazil, they were just the better teams. So good for them to advance. Now let's go to the round of 16, where at least football lose, get knocked out. Don't play well, get knocked out. Nothing to joke around. So the first round of games in the round of 16, we'll have Netherlands and the USA. Guys, what are your thoughts? Who is going to advance? Is it the Netherlands with Gakpo, who I think is the top scorer with Mbappe? I think they are tied on goals with Mbappe. Yeah, so guys, what do you think? Is it the Netherlands or do you go North America?
I think I'll go with USA. USA have really fought hard to get where they are. So they look that they're coming in as underdogs in this match, but they might surprise us. They might go ahead and beat Netherlands.
So be
Yeah, I would say, well, I would fancy that US would win, but I have a feeling that the experience of Netherlands would overcome them for some reason, because back with the experience of Virgil van Dijk, and I think it will be slightly too much. It will be a very tight fixture. I would say Netherlands, but I wouldn't be surprised if USA go all the way because of again Pulisic and his dribbles. Yeah.
Yeah, I think USA are a very good, well-drilled team. They play well, they play energetically, but just like Canada, I think they like that edge, that clinicalness that is needed. Trust you me, when Netherlands get one chance, Gakpo is not going to waste. And we have Memphis Depay who can come off the bench. Those guys are no joke. They might look like they're defending for their life, but give Gakpo one chance. The knockout stages is all about taking your chances, and I believe Netherlands are the best suited team to take their chances. I believe USA will play well that game, but if they continue wasting or missing or not taking their chances, I think Netherlands will go. I personally think Netherlands will advance. I don't think they will play well, but I think they will actually go ahead.
De Jong is still in the game, and he can do something.
Yeah, he controls. I like Netherlands. Netherlands are clinical. I like that Gakpo kid. That Gakpo kid is really good. The other one is Argentina and Australia. Take us.
Man, sad to see Argentina being given such an easy fixture. Might be easy on paper, but we'll have to see how they play. Of course, I'm not supporting Argentina anytime, so
Australia.
I'm predicting maybe a penalty win for Australia.
That's what we call predictions and dreams. Yours are dreams. There are no predictions.
Well, I would say Argentina should be able to get over the line with this one.
Yeah, I think easy win for Argentina. I'll be very surprised if they don't. Easy win. The next game, France, Poland. Really?
Well, I would say France would again make through, because I don't see a way Poland would come get around this with the pace of Mbappe and the creativity of Griezmann and the dribbles of Dembele. I do not see a way that Poland would win.
Yes, Dan.
Definitely, I think France will win this easily and proceed to the next round.
Yeah, I think France have just too much quality off the bench, on the bench. They just have too much quality. So I think they're still going to advance. So I go with France. That's easy. Okay, not easy because you never know Lewandowski. This is football, but yeah, I think France will advance. And the other game, is England going to beat Senegal?
Well, it's a very tight fixture, to be honest, because Senegal would give it a real go. So one, I would say it will depend with the squad selection, but I fancy England to go through.
Dan, how many goals are England going to?
Again, if we play how we played against Wales, I think we'll get 2 goals and proceed. But again, I think it's, for me, I want African teams to proceed. And Senegal have really showcased or played really well the last 2 games. So this game is just sit back, relax, enjoy football. Which team proceeds? I'm okay.
I think I know that, but yeah, England are a good team. They have quality players, but I think the one thing that they lack is the compactness when defending transitions. And I think Senegal thrive off transitions with Ismail Issa running the channels. Saying that, I still expect England to proceed because they need just one moment of magic, and I believe they're going to have much more of the ball than Senegal will. And when you give people like Harry Kane, Saka, Foden, Grealish, Rashford, all those attackers time and space of the ball, they're just going to kill you. So I wish they had a stronger team to play against so that you can have an entertaining match. But yeah, so England are going to sadly proceed, but yeah, if they don't defend the transition well, Senegal will do them justice. The next round is we're going to have Japan and Croatia. Your thoughts, guys?
Well, I expect I expect Croatia to proceed. To be honest, well, this is the reason why. Croatia has been very alert in, let's say, how they manage their game, and maybe that's what has been lacking in the lackluster performance of Germany. But at the end, they lost concentration, or the coach did a few stuff that did not work. Also, with Spain, with Spain and Japan, it did, for some reason Spain seemed to think that they have won before the last whistle blew, and so I would say Croatia should win this.
Dan, do you share the same thoughts?
Well, I think Croatia, looking at the squad strength, they have a better squad strength compared to Japan. However, I think Japan are really like they're putting on a fight. They'll push you to the limit, so they're not giving you any chance of feeling that because you're a better team, you just move easily and score for them. So Croatia might proceed, but again, we can't underestimate Japan.
I think Japan are the kings of being underrated or of causing disappointments, I would rather say, because I expected Japan to beat them easily, especially after the first half. I was like, Japan are done. And then they just push two subs and then they look like a different team. Against Spain, I thought Spain were dominating them, they were killing them, they were defending their positions. And then that Mitoma guy comes again and then 2-1 in I don't know how many minutes. So I think Croatia have the better quality, but I think Japan will qualify because I think Japan will just need 10 minutes of chaos to destroy Croatia. They don't need the whole 90 minutes. Just give them 10 minutes of counter attacks, and Mitoma is going to do justice. And so I think Japan will qualify ahead of Croatia. But this is football. We never know.
we are seeing a certain trend with Japan, and it might be true.
It might be true. They're the kings of causing disappointments. Let's wait and see. The other one is Brazil and South Korea. What do you guys think? Is Son going to cause a disappointment, or I think Neymar is going to be back for this round? I'm not so sure. I think these are the quarters. I think it's not confirmed, but yeah, guys, what do you think? Brazil going to?
I would just say Brazil would have it easy.
Easy, okay.
South Korea.
The reason why I'm saying this is I'm watching the way Brazil play, and this time round they would understand what kind of team South Korea is. I expect them to take this game seriously, and if they do so, and they scored during the first half, then South Korea would be forced to try and score, which would be very bad for them.
Dan, is it going to be easy?
It won't be easy. I'm seeing a narrow win for Brazil. If they win the game, actually something about these fixtures, I think there'll be a very narrow wins. I'm not seeing teams like outperforming the others. Like seeing how the group stages have been. Brazil, they'll qualify, yes, but a narrow win. Yeah.
Another win for Brazil. I expect Brazil to win. I think they just have too much quality. They just have too many players who can change the game in so many different ways. So South Korea just need a Son magic, but I don't think that will be enough to actually get them through this.
Yeah, but again, I do not think if Brazil have to win, they should not play this guy who goes in circles.
That's actually from that random team in Manchester. But he does not play. I think Rafinha starts ahead of him. So, he might be a captain of the bench. I think he should be given 30 seconds of the game. So the next round we have Morocco and Spain. Tiki-taka football or smash and grab of African football?
I think Morocco would be. I fancy Morocco. The reason why I say that is one, Pedri and this guy is called Gavi are so good at controlling the mid, but one thing they lack is they lack the number 8-ness of shooting outside the box or doing creating such disruptive football. They are so good at they have so good technical abilities. We would say it's the same case that let's say you have good players who can control a match, but the finishing edge they rely on other players to do, and so the midfield becomes a little bit blunt, which makes uh, let's say the counter attack of Morocco to have an upper hand.
Done.
I don't think I'll get technical as Emmanuel. Me, this game, I'm just going with Morocco all the way. I think Morocco has faced tough teams in the group stages, so they can push Spain and also win and proceed to the next.
Yeah, I think Morocco have the potential to cause an upset, but you know me and tiki taka football. I just love tiki taka football. I doubt Emmanuel's theory that Gavi and Pedri leave spaces to be attacked by counter. I think the fullbacks, Carvajal and potentially Jordi Alba, will cover more than actually go forward. So I don't think they're going to be easily counter-attacked, but I still think Morocco will get counter-attacking options or chances. I think the biggest question is how well Unai Simon plays from the back, because if Morocco does press high, as we saw in the Japan game, if the team presses high, Unai Simon can lose his head and play passes that can put their team in trouble. So I go with tiki-taka football, but you never know. This is football. Morocco might just get one chance and finish it off. I think the last game of the round of 16 matches, we have Portugal and Switzerland. Who do you go with? Let's start with
I
Dan.
think easy win for Portugal.
Easy, okay. Why?
It's Portugal and
Switzerland.
easy win for Portugal.
Okay.
I know why you're saying
Why?
I know you just don't want Shaka to go anywhere. But don't worry, he'll prove you wrong.
No. But
No, I watched how Bruno Fernandes, who's this other guy, Bernardo Silva, and there's another
John
black guy.
Felix, Rafael Leao.
Yeah, those guys, Bana, they're playing really well. Actually, I think Ronaldo, the coach has a pressure of playing Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think if Ronaldo could come in the maybe second half to just bring that Ronaldo factor, that tension in the game. But starting, you should have these young players who have speed, who can get goals and can convert easy. So I'm going with Portugal.
Easy one.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the hardest one because I have a feeling that Switzerland would win because of their balance and their aggression. I actually think Switzerland might win, but the reason why I would say Portugal is just purely because of talent. But I have a feeling it will be a very narrow win of 1-0 Portugal, but Switzerland would be a really stern test.
I think we should first write down this because I think I have the most thoughts that are not in line with others. Because to me, I actually think Switzerland will win because I think they're more structured. They play as a team much better than Portugal. Portugal have stars, but I think all their stars are of the same mold. They are all creators. I don't think they have that. Ronaldo is that one guy who would run and open up the spaces, but I don't think he's fit enough or physical enough to actually continue to run. And he's not playing well this World Cup. Let's not lie, he's underperforming. Yeah. So I think Portugal have too much of one thing and very little of the other. So I think that is something that will affect them. And for Switzerland, I think they just need Xhaka to control the midfield. He controlled it in the Brazil game, and easy win for Switzerland.
Yeah, me, I would just say the impact of Bernardo Silva is what has actually made me go with Portugal because think about it. That guy, his work rate, his the way he goes the extra mile for the team, and perhaps how Bruno has turned up for this gives them a little bit of an edge. But I think it would be really. I would not be surprised if Switzerland win because something tells me they might win. So.
Okay. So, guys, those are our thoughts about the round of 16 matches that have just been announced. Who we think is going to win, who we think is going to cause an upset. So, let us know in the comments below. Talk to us at the Ball Pod Football Show. Tell us, who do you have winning each of the rounds of 16 matches? Who do you go with? So, talk to us, guys. Also, the biggest upset, who did you expect to proceed and did not proceed? Let us know in the comments. And let's continue the conversation offline at the Ball Pod Podcast. Guys, cheers. Till
Cheers.
next time.